think we do not have any choice of the existence of the Chinese in Tonga.
There's a big division between the older Chinese and the new Chinese.
China. In the Pacific, for some, it means only one thing.
Drive China's actions in the Pacific.
One word, expansionist.
China's diplomatic to China's view of its role in the Pacific.
That's how empires work.
Beijing's influence has grown immensely here over the past decade. On the ground, it's hard to miss. But away from the headlines, there's an untold story. Chinese people have a long history in our region. Waves of migration across Pacific nations have seen them contribute in business, politics, and culture. Not as visitors, but as Pacific Islanders.
所以所罗门很小，可是所罗门给予我们的东西是非常非常丰富的。
I always watch rugby sevens.
But as tension between East and West builds and competition for influence intensifies, often they're the ones caught in the crossfire. So what does the Chinese community in the Pacific think about the geopolitical tensions and their identity in the islands? And what do Pacific Islanders really think about the Chinese presence in their nations, both old and new? The sun is rising over Solomon Islands' capital, Honiara. I'm boarding a boat that will take us across the famous Iron Bottom Sound to my home island of Malaita. Here in Auki town, Malaita's provincial hub, things move a little slower. But that might soon be changing. We've come to Malaita's government headquarters to meet the region's provincial secretary, Eric George. Hello.
Hello.
Name Chrisnrita.
Oh, name Eric George.
Oh, nice for meeting you. He's taking us to a new road project. He says the island has been wanting for decades.
This is a road construction work. It's funded under the People's Republic of China.
The major works are sealing key roads and improving transport infrastructure. Mr. George says the China-funded project could transform the province.
We need good roads. This is important to support delivery of services to our people.
But not long ago, this type of Chinese-backed project wasn't welcome. Malaita's former leader, Daniel Suidani, was an outspoken critic of Beijing. He created global headlines when he banned Chinese aid and investment. He claimed to have widespread support, but now Chinese-backed companies are here and China aid is everywhere. While Mr. George stresses that other partners like Australia and Japan are also crucial to Malaita's development, he says sentiment toward Beijing has shifted. Do you think Malaitans care where the aid comes from, whether it's Chinese aid or so forth?
Not really. What we really concerned about is the improvement of our social and economic livelihoods. 4 years ago, that's when people don't understand about this bilateral aid from China. But when it is here now and it starts to transform the lives of our people, then that's what is really beneficial.
Wait and hope, wait and hope.
Back in Auki, that sentiment is echoed by others.
Oh yeah, lo hilo malaita, lo mi fala. I think mi fala look lo favor any donor funding agencies, you know, as long as any country have come for assist, everyone allowed to come.
Oh, people are happy about him that one. But are happy for looking that development have come.
Morning, hello. Ni hao, ni hao. How was your trip?
It was good. Yeah.
What was your favorite food there in China?
Oh, all the foods.
Philip Subu is a Malaitan youth leader. 3 years ago, he was suspicious of Beijing. But in a sign of how things are shifting, he's just returned from a study trip to China.
But our, belief in the values of democracy still stay here. It's more about getting the opportunities to develop our young people.
Across Malaita, Philip says there's still some worry over China's presence.
Not everybody will be agreeing, but now with the engagement from PRC with people here in Malaita, everybody started to have an increased level of tolerance here.
Philip says the trip also opened his eyes to cultural similarities.
Chinese, like other Asian countries, they also have this communal culture where families staying together, and quite similar to our culture.
Back in the capital, Honiara, that Chinese connection is easy to see. Often ignored in conversations about Beijing's growing presence, Chinese families have been in Solomon Islands and much of the Pacific for generations. The first migrants arrived more than a century ago. Many stayed, they married locals, opened shops, and became woven into the fabric of island life. Honiara's Chinatown was established more than 60 years ago, and it's even mentioned in Solomon Islands' famous song.
My grandparents were here before the war, so they've been here for a long, long time. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Businessman David Kwan has lived here all his life.
Chinatown is part of me, and I'm part of Chinatown.
But Chinatown has often been a site of tension. Businesses have been looted and burned during 3 separate riots. Most recently in 2021, after anti-government protesters targeted the area following the country's decision to switch diplomatic ties from Taiwan to China. 4 years on, and the rebuild has been slow. Some businesses like Mr. Kwan's petrol station remain, but many have left.
Walking through Chinatown now with all that we can see, and how does that make you feel?
Oh, I get emotional quite often when I do that, Sometimes I try and avoid coming through here. There were so many happy memories in this place. Chinatown was the center, of trade and commerce and everything. So it's pretty heartbreaking.
When it comes to politics, David says he and the rest of his community don't want to be caught in the middle.
We just, focus on, the common good and the better prosperity for this place and this country.
Mr. Kwan, how do you see yourself in Solomon Islands?
Oh, I see myself as, true and true a Solomon Islander, born, raised here, very, fortunate opportunity to, live, study, play, interact, and work with Solomon Islanders all my life here.
晚上好, good fella evening.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. As the sun begins to set over Honiara, I'm meeting my colleague Bang Xiao from the ABC's Chinese service. He's been reporting on China and Chinese communities for more than a decade. But this is his first time in the Pacific.
How are you finding the weather?
I love it, yeah. The Chinese in the Pacific has been such a sensational story in Australia and around the world. But the actual story about Chinese people living in the Pacific has such a long history is barely told.
My surname Leong. I was married into a family, Leong family. My husband's family have been here for 3 generations already.
In Solomon Islands, Chinese culture is woven into everyday life, most tangibly through food. Today, we're eating in one of Honiara's many Chinese restaurants.
How popular is Chinese food in the Solomon Islands?
For other Solomon Islanders, if you go into their houses or into their kitchens, you would see 3 things. 1 is a Chinese light sauce, 2 is rice, 3 noodle. So those 3, in fact, like you can almost find it in almost all Solomon Islanders' home, and it's staple diet.
Chinese migration is still transforming Solomon Islands. Today, there's no official figures, but as many as 90% of retail outlets in Honiara itself are Chinese-owned or run.
来这边做这个生意，一开始艰难吗？
还行，因为我们都是华人，都互相帮忙啊，都在互相帮忙，还行。
There is a clear distinction here and elsewhere between what people call old and new Chinese. Nearly all the Chinese Bang spoke to applaud Beijing's investment here. But they also insist the political noise fades against the weight of daily challenges.
我们只是为了能够让自己一家人活得稍微好一点，其他的我们也不关心，也不想去参与。
为什么华人在这边能把生意做起来？
因为华人比较勤快啊，你看能吃苦啊。你看我晚上从早上7点做到晚上1、2点，我愿意做。
啊，都给你订单啊。
As night falls in Tonga's capital of Nuku'alofa, over bowls of kava and a prayer, people are gathering for a meeting with their local minister. Tonga is also home to a large Chinese community, and like in Solomon Islands, they dominate the retail sector. That's brought with it growing resentment. Our reporter Marian Kupu is at tonight's discussion, and Police Minister Piveni Piukala is being inundated with concerns about the power of Chinese business.
E koe mea malawa tau sia ina o tama tete tau whanki business tonga e nau excess nau tol ke siling. I don't think they mean evil. I think they just like everybody else. But we need to put some policy to protect the interests of our own people.
Mr. Piukala says the rapid influx of Chinese investment is bypassing local regulations, possibly due to corruption.
I think we do not have any choice of the existence of the Chinese in Tonga. But at the same time, I think we're learning more from them in terms of commitment to business. My only sadness is that the Chinese are allowed to do whatever they want to do because of the corrupt nature of our leaders.
In Tonga these days, China's presence is hard to ignore. The population of Chinese migrants has grown steadily in recent decades. Today, the number of Tongans with Chinese ethnicity is estimated to be about 3 to 4% of the country.
不是说每个汤家人都对这个开店的人也愿意，因为带给他们比较方便的服务吧。
Zhan Chen owns the Geelong Group, a well-known wholesale, retail and hotel business. He spoke with Bang on the phone.
是各方面啊，都是有汤家缺口的这个商业呢，由中国人来弥补。
Mr. Jian arrived in Tonga in 1997 with nothing. He worked for many years, saving money, and eventually opened a small shop.
我刚开始开店的时候，开了24小时店，就是后半夜没有人的时候，我能在床底下睡，有人敲门我就开。
Today, he's a Tongan citizen, and his daughter helps run his businesses.
Tonga people heart good. It's like really good person. It's really nice. Really good heart. These migration stories offer us a glimpse into the realities of the Chinese story in our region. But they are often overshadowed by the intensification of geopolitical tensions. Fiji is also home to a large and diverse Chinese community. On the streets of Suva, Bang met 83-year-old Xiao Chunwu.
Yeah, this one. This. I bought 3 locks already. Yeah. Every day I climb many times, about 20 to 30 times.
Mr. Wu, how long have you been in Suva for?
Oh, 33 years.
What brought you here?
I was a diplomat, Chinese diplomat in the Chinese embassy here. At that time, because of the Tiananmen Square student movement, I supported the students.
And that made you to give up your political career?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Wu used to be a translator for China's ruler Deng Xiaoping.
This is my family.
After defecting and staying in Fiji, he opened a business helping other Chinese migrate.
Because I can write English, I can speak English. I know all the Fijian prime ministers, current one and the previous ones. My father and mother.
His story mirrors the complicated ties that many Chinese migrants feel toward their homeland. Mr. Wu has now reconciled with the Chinese state and says he regrets his defection.
I should have kept on serving the Chinese government and the Chinese people.
Still, he's forged a successful life a long way from China.
Fiji is my second motherland. Can we say that?
He's now a Fijian citizen, but more than that,
I always watch rugby sevens games. This one very famous in the whole rugby field. Jono Lomu. We have a photo together. So.
那我走啦，李先生，回去吧。
Fiji is a proudly multi-ethnic society. There have been tensions. Military coups have in part been driven by ethnic divisions. But Fiji's national history and its politics is layered with stories of migration. Today in Lautoka, Ken Lu, a former member of Fiji's parliament, is here at the opening of a teacher's village. He caught up with his old friend, Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka.
Can you shake hands with him?
Long time.
How old are you, Ken, now?
This year I'm 80. Hello, big fella.
And how many generations of your family have been in Fiji?
I am the third generation. My grandfather came in 1908. This is our mango tree.
Ken has returned to live in Lautoka after more than 18 years overseas. There has been some tension in Fiji over the role of the Chinese state and criminal networks operating in the country.
There's a big division between the older Chinese and the new Chinese. Some Chinese within the Chinese community are definitely a nuisance in Fiji or in the rest of the Pacific.
But Ken makes it clear he does not want this brush to tarnish all new migrants.
The Fijian people are the most friendly people in the world. And if the people that come in here integrate with their culture, they can live very happily in Fiji.
As for the growing competition in the region, he worries the Pacific could be caught in the cross currents of powerful nations.
I believe that our governments will not welcome anybody who is likely to destroy the Pacific way of life. I went through the Japanese War. My father's generation was totally wiped out. I think people just don't realize what a war is. I would like to see the Pacific to remain a peaceful place, like I said.
Back in Suva, Ken is at the Chinese cemetery to visit his grandparents.
Come along this way.
Everywhere we go, he runs into old friends.
I know the Sams from way, way back. We just take it for granted that they were always there. My grandmother was one of the most generous ladies, and my grandfather was one of the most practical. So, there you are. This is my roots.
I hope they don't mind me filming here.
They'd be pleased to see me anytime. We used to go to their home, used to go to their shops, and then all ended up here. So I guess that's a cycle of life.
Ken's family came to Fiji with little more than hope and determination. Their optimism gave rise to generations who didn't just survive, but flourished, leaving their mark not only on Fiji's development, but on its identity.
Okay, let's go for lunch. I'm Fijian. My heart is here, and I think they also accepted me all these years.
Back in Honiara, it's been 6 years since Solomon Islands severed diplomatic ties with Taiwan. But the move was more than political, and while the controversy over the switch has largely faded, scars remain.
当你看到中华民国国旗下降，然后这边的人全部都要撤队，伤心。
Bang is with Stacy Wu. She migrated to Solomon Islands from Taiwan as a teenager in 1981.
台湾有这么有在乎所罗门群岛这块土地吗？当然有。台湾在这边的建设，这段历史不能被磨灭掉，不管你有没有建交，还是你有断交。这就是我们的接客大厅。
Stacy's family has deep roots here. Now leased to World Vision, they once ran the renowned Seeking restaurant on this site.
是那时候母亲的坚持。如果说没有那段的坚持的时间，就放弃了，也就没有这一段在所罗门的这一段的回忆。1、2、3间4。
The restaurant became a landmark before it shut down in 2018. Taiwan's presidents dined here, Australian prime ministers too.
陆克文那时候当总理的时候，他一进来就马上跟我们讲中文。
多少年没有进到这个国家？
有10年了。
10年了，
哎呦，
所以刚才你进来看到这个冲击力很大，很怀念爸爸。
爸爸妈妈。
Stacy applauds Beijing's investment here, but she says it's come at the exclusion of others.
我觉得非常的可惜，应该是可以和平共处的。也谢谢你给我这个机会再回来看。
没有。
The Solomon Islands government may have abandoned Taiwan, but Stacy feels nothing but love for the people here.
我觉得这是 God blessing， 真的，我觉得上天让我们走上这块土地。所罗门很小，可是所罗门给予我们的东西是非常非常丰富的。我觉得我在所罗门群岛，我是 Islander， 可是我觉得他这边的人把我们融入了。
Her words carry lessons for anyone trying to grasp the realities of the region, be they migrants searching for belonging or foreign powers shaping policy.
所以那个是融入他们的生活，而不是以外来的角度来判断。你说有几百年在这边移民的历史，你有真正进入他们的生活的时候，了解他们的风俗习惯，甚至拜他们的祖先，还是他们的祖灵。
In the Pacific, the story of Chinese migration is not about geopolitics, but about people finding home, carrying their past into new worlds, and discovering that real fulfillment can be measured in connection.
心理的富裕呀，比生活上面的富裕更重要。
Thank you.